I would like to take this opportunity to introduce you to the president of Fame, Mr. Bill Grefe.
Hi, Bill. How you doing?
A man I've worked with on 2 film projects. Bill, your background in the industry spans many years and includes numerous film projects as a producer and a director, as well as an extensive background as an executive in various film and television companies. Billy, what makes this partnership so special?
In 1973, the 007 producers had a new James Bond on their hands, and they wanted their new spy to have more of everything.
Roger Moore is James Bond 007
In Live and Let Die, 007 travels from the streets of New York to the swamps of Louisiana, battling crazed drug smugglers in killer boats, corrupt Caribbean cops on killer bikes, and killer critters, the nastiest snakes, sharks, and gators to shake and stir a dry martini. Somebody had to organize all this controlled chaos, so the producers came to Florida and hired themselves an expert.
You know, I would say 75% of the stuff, is stuff that I worked on.
Producer-director Bill Grefe made just about every hit drive-in movie to come from Florida, and most of them with action and animals. Stanley, live snakes. Mako, Jaws of Death, live sharks. Death Curse of Tartu, snakes, sharks, and gators.
I guess they think I'm an animal trainer.
In Live and Let Die, Grefe was second unit director, while the first unit shot the sequences involving Roger Moore and the additional principal cast. Greffe's unit staged some of the incredible action set pieces.
So it has to all be coordinated and has to be, it's all going to edit together properly.
Grefe flew from Fort Lauderdale to London. A series of conferences were set up at the massive Pinewood Studios 007 stage with first unit director Guy Hamilton.
You know, he is working like with the Roger Moore on the scenes, and a lot of times there'll be cutaways of Moore in the boat or whatever, and then your stuff is with a stand-in or a stuntman or whatever.
In one sequence, 007 has to escape from a gator farm, a hungry gator farm.
It was where Roger Moore's like trapped and he's supposed to run across all of these alligators and they're snapping. Normally you work with alligators, crocodiles, where you'll take a thin piano wire and you'll wire their mouth shut.
Ah, but these gators had to be seen actually snapping at the stuntman's heels, so the wire was out.
One of the stuntmen got cut pretty bad on that.
Gator cuts aside, Live and Let Die was a hit, but not without a little help from Florida. Steve Latchot, 002 News.
Have discovered Georgia as a colorful setting for filming outdoor epics, and Plains is not the only community that's changing. David Snell takes us behind the cameras and what they're discovering.
Set, 215. Action!
The cameras are rolling, and onto the porch of a ramshackle cabin walks Richard Bowser Batterson.
Get him! Come on. Get this thing started.
Bowser's previous acting experience consists primarily of trying to convince revenuers he was not the moonshiner he was. Non-professionals like Batterson will be seen by theater goers around the country because filmmaker Bill Grefe has decided these North Georgia mountains are just the place to make his movie, Whiskey Mountain. In fact, Grefe wrote Whiskey Mountain, which includes motorcycling, fight scenes, and rape, with this area in mind. Its scenic beauty is great, and the cost of doing business here is significantly less than in Hollywood.
Where they'll shoot with 60, 70 people, but we have about 25 people. And in this day of inflation and rough money times, I mean, it really helps cut down the budget when everybody sort of doubles up and works hard.
38, take 1. 10, 9, 8, 7.
As the cameras continue to roll, as the explosion of movie making continues in Georgia, so too will criticism.
2, 1.
David Snell, ABC News, Rabun County, Georgia.
Sadistic, thrill hungry.
He was always there. He wasn't one of these guys, well, take a crew and go out there and shoot this, you know. I mean, he'd be the first one to get out there and pick up a camera.
One fellow there that was playing the monster almost passed out because wasn't getting any air.
He had made Death Wish a Tar 2 in 5 or 6 days, that he'd written it overnight.
I remember going into this little garage. That was the set. And from the moment you opened the door, you hit the wall of the cave. It was all made of cardboard painted in green.
In a moment of danger, deadly sharks once saved his life. Now he lives and kills as one of them.
He was just going to shove it by her, you know, just so you'd see it was a real shark go by her. Well, that shark didn't die. When they put it back into the water, it started moving around.
Here is sheer terror.
And it was alive.
Stanley, I can bite it. No. Bite us!
She does a brilliant job because she's scared to death for real.
They live for kicks, kill for kicks. They live it up and love it up at a restless pace, driven by the racing fever in their blood.
There was a really pretty girl in this one, so I thought this is worth it.
I don't dig you. You dig this?
It takes a lot of guts to go up Whiskey Mountain.
It was colder during that film in North Georgia there than I have ever been in my life.
Only problem is,
Bill didn't stop for rain. He didn't stop for anything.
you might never come down.
Oh, it couldn't be more pleasant. I mean, and even when I was just defying him.
You should stick to grass, Acid.
And he would do just about anything. I think that's why they called him Wild Bill.
He simply opened the world to us all, where we no longer had the fear that we couldn't compete.
That's mainly the director. They can take the film any way they want. You know, it'll be heaven or it'll be hell. It starts with them.